Welcome to the Headlines. I'm Helen Liao. Thank you for joining us. Coming up in today's show, Taichung Tzu Chi volunteers in Taiwan arrive at Nantun Road to care for fire survivors. We go to Malaysia to join Tzu Chi volunteers at the opening ceremony of the Pon-tian Liaison Office in southwest Johor. And we meet Yang Zhengqi, who has transformed from an abusive husband and father to a gentle one after meeting Tzu Chi. In Taiwan's Taichung city on June 9th, a fire broke out on Nantun Road, affecting 8 row houses, 7 of which were damaged. Thankfully, the fire did not cause any casualty. Upon learning of the disasters, Tzu Chi volunteers soon arrived with much-needed assistance and emotional support.
A fire broke out in the Taichung row house community and quickly spread to the buildings next to it. Firefighters battled the blaze for an hour before finally containing it. The fire started in this senior's home. Luckily, he managed to escape but was left in shock.
I just lit up some incense sticks.
The fire, which broke out on Nantun Road, was suspected to have been caused by faulty electrical wires. A volunteer firefighter suffered smoke inhalation and was soon taken to a hospital. The fire spread to 8 buildings, affecting 7 families.
Somebody was shouting, "Fire, fire!" I quickly ran out and the fire was already huge.
Though all the residents escaped unharmed, their damaged houses now need repairs. Tzu Chi volunteers soon arrived to offer them support and consolation cash.
What's important is you are safe. We can always repair the damaged stuff. The fire survivors need daily necessities, clothes and some money.
Promptly responding to a disaster, Tzu Chi volunteers are always ready to help out and bring relief to shaken hearts.
In Thailand, the new school year starts between May and June for most schools. This also means Tzu Chi volunteers need to get busy and conduct survey in order to hand out Tzu Chi scholarships to needy students. During their assessment trips, volunteers also run into many kind-hearted parents and children who donate to the cause and feel the circle of love.
Thomas is busy sewing in front of her sewing machine. This is but one of her 2 jobs. As a single mom with 2 kids to raise, she needs to hold 2 jobs in order to make ends meet for her family of 3.
The money I make every day is only enough to pay for our daily food expense.
Whenever a new semester began, Thomas would worry about her children's tuition. Thankfully, her daughter has now completed her schooling, and her son has been awarded a Tzu Chi scholarship.
Tzu Chi scholarship helps alleviate my burden and keeps my children in school.
There are many low-income families like Thomas in Thailand. In 2011, Tzu Chi began its scholarship program to help these poor students and families. In 3 years, a total of 1,366 students from 64 schools have received Tzu Chi's aid.
The scholarship means a lot to us. Sometimes we don't make enough, and this money can then be used to pay for children's school fees or cover our living costs.
As the new school year begins between May and June in Thailand, volunteers will first conduct surveys in schools to make an initial assessment. Often they run into children and parents who share their love willingly.
When I make a donation to Tzu Chi, volunteers will in turn help others, so indirectly I am contributing to charity.
To those students on the receiving end, their heart is filled with gratitude for the love that has been given to them.
Thanks to Tzu Chi for giving my classmates and I scholarships. I promise to study hard, be a good person, and honor my parents so that every penny from Tzu Chi's scholarship will be well spent.
The scholarship money that I received today is help given to me by other people. When I graduate, I want to be like volunteers and go help those in need.
The scholarship recipients' positive feedback are perhaps what motivates Tzu Chi volunteers to carry on their work year after year.
In Guangdong Province, China, for the past 11 years, Tzu Chi Scholarship Aid has provided many impoverished students the chance to continue with their schooling. To express their gratitude, many students have donated their bamboo coin banks or volunteer at their local recycling station.
刚讲的粗分类、塑胶类、铁类、锂类，你把它拆，那拆完以后啊，按照分类来回收，好不好？
Today, university students from Heping County, Guangdong Province, are here at the Tzu Chi recycling station. Among the students is Huang Yongtan, who has received Tzu Chi's help for the past 6 years.
It doesn't matter where I go because I'm already a part of Tzu Chi. I don't have to join the organization physically to be a part of Tzu Chi because I know my ideals are the same as Tzu Chi uncles and aunts. I want to become a giver too.
我也想要做一个手心向下人。
To reciprocate Tzu Chi's love and care, scholarship recipients at the Yangming High School not only promised to study hard, but also donated their bamboo coin banks. Scholarship recipient Liao, on the other hand, donated a rice piggy bank that she has saved with her grandmother.
这存了多久？这就是师姑说了之后1个星期才开始存的。哇，太棒！好乖啊，真的家里真的。
Thanks to Tzu Chi volunteers' love and support, although currently these students have no means to help those in greater need, they have learned that there are many other ways that they can contribute to making the society a better place. In Malaysia, the Tzu Chi Pon-tian Liaison Office officially opened its door on June 2nd, finally giving local Tzu Chi volunteers a spiritual gathering point. At the opening ceremony, volunteers expressed the hope that the office would not only be a spiritual retreat for volunteers, but also a training ground for members of the community.
In honor of the opening of the Tzu Chi Pon-tian Liaison Office, both volunteers and residents from all over Malaysia have traveled here to take part in this special and joyous occasion.
As the master said, the more people, the more blessings. We hope to take this circulation of love and goodness and continue to send it forth to everyone in Pon-tian. Every Tzu Chi location came in being from nothing, and that is not something that is easy to accomplish. I believe the volunteers and the blessings that are pouring in from around the country will give the Bodhisattvas here more courage and determination to continue with their efforts.
On the day of the official opening of the new liaison office, Pon-tian volunteers first chant a section of the Lotus Sutra before holding the opening ceremony. At the moment of the opening, volunteers and residents stand shoulder to shoulder as everyone shares in the joy of the moment.
Over the past 15 years, many have given a lot so that today we could finally have this place of training. This place of training is something hard to come by and a new home for us Pon-tian Tzu Chi volunteers.
Because of our spiritual family support, here in Pon-tian, we encourage us to continue with our work of bringing harmony to not only Pon-tian, but communities around the world.
With the opening of the liaison office, volunteers have a new spiritual center to which they hope more residents will one day also call home.
In Hualien, Taiwan, a global senior Tzu Chi volunteers intensive training seminar was held from June 4th to June 6th. This time, more than 300 senior Tzu Chi volunteers from 25 different countries returned to their spiritual home. To make sure the overseas volunteers had a pleasant stay, Taiwan Tzu Chi volunteers from across the island were mobilized. This is the scene at the Jingsi abode in Hualien, Taiwan. Today, Tzu Chi volunteers from across the island have returned to their spiritual home to learn valuable lessons from their counterparts around the globe.
The most important thing for me is to learn valuable lessons not only from overseas Tzu Chi directors, but also local bodhisattvas. I hope all of you can take the Dharma into your heart and exercise this wisdom in your local communities.
Today, more than 300 senior Tzu Chi volunteers from 25 different countries arrived in Hualien to attend the Global Senior Tzu Chi Volunteers Intensive Training Seminar. Among the volunteers is Hong Liangdai, who showed no signs of tiredness even after a 40-hour flight because she's ready to absorb Master Zheng Yin's Dharma.
All the volunteers in Argentina hope that I can return to Taiwan and bring Master Zheng Yan's Dharma back home with me. I am also here to learn from other global Tzu Chi volunteers. When I go back to Argentina, local volunteers and I will continue to spread Tzu Chi's missions far and wide.
As the first Tzu Chi office in Europe was established in France this April, France Tzu Chi volunteer Liao returned to Taiwan on behalf of all European volunteers. Liao vowed to encourage more people to join Tzu Chi.
If Taiwanese businessmen in France can work with local entrepreneurs, I'm sure we can achieve great things. If we can work together, this will help us spread Tzu Chi to every corner of the country, and we can inspire more people to walk the Bodhisattva path.
In spite of the training seminar only lasting for 3 days, overseas senior Tzu Chi volunteers learned many valuable lessons. The volunteers all say that they are now ready to implement Tzu Chi's spirit of great love into their local communities once they return home. Tzu Chi's annual board meeting kicked off in Hualien, Taiwan over the past weekend, with Tzu Chi volunteers from several countries taking part. On June 9th, volunteers from the Indonesia chapter showed their recent progress and the establishment of their Jingsi Hall. We are truly grateful towards those brothers and sisters who have supported us along the way. It is because of them that the Tzu Chi Indonesia chapter is in existence today.
Indonesia's Jingsi Hall finally opened its doors in 2012. With a spiritual home, Tzu Chi's 4 missions will now be even more deeply rooted in these islands.
To have an extension of the foundation here in Indonesia is our blessings. It's our responsibility to maintain and uphold it. I hope that Indonesia Tzu Chi will be equipped with both the necessary hardware and software, and we'll always be Master Zheng Yan's diligent followers.
To carry out Tzu Chi's missions in this country, made up of a cluster of 17,000 islands, race, ethnicity, language and distance are all factors that need to be conquered. The only 2 certified commissioners from Tanjung Balai, Kariman Island, have also returned to Hualien to learn from their counterparts.
Seeing the brother from Zimbabwe promoting Tzu Chi there by himself was really moving.
Tzu Chi volunteers in Indonesia continue to spread the seeds of great love in their communities and promise to let the power of compassion blossom far and wide.
本了初衷这一份心呢，还要继续的努力下去，好吗？好。
Master Zheng Yan often reminds overseas Tzu Chi volunteers to reciprocate and give back locally. With this in mind, Tzu Chi volunteers in Indonesia have continued to serve the country and its people. Let's take a look at the volunteers' hard work throughout the decade.
The world's largest Tzu Chi Jingsi Hall was initiated in Indonesia in 2012. With great love and a heart to reciprocate, Tzu Chi volunteers continue to promote Tzu Chi's missions locally.
What's most important is for everyone to look after their hearts and remain motivated on the path of cultivation. We have to shoulder responsibilities together and work hand in hand.
In 2002, serious flooding occurred along the Angke River. Tzu Chi, in collaboration with the government, carried out cleanup work to restore the river. Tzu Chi also helped build Da'ai villages in Cengkareng. The schools erected by Tzu Chi also shed a ray of hope on the future. In 2004, a magnitude 9.0 earthquake in Indonesia triggered a deadly tsunami in Southeast Asia. The 3,000 houses in Da'ai village instantaneously became shelter for Aceh survivors.
It's been a decade long and we still hold on to this belief. We strive to do as much as we can wherever possible.
Indonesia Tzu Chi volunteers regularly distribute rice and hold free medical clinics for the sick and poor. The selfless giving has gradually bridged the distance between Chinese and locals.
Master Zheng Yan taught us to apply the Buddha spirit in all that we do. We have to maintain a friendly relationship with the locals. We rely on their help, so continuous interaction is very important.
Tzu Chi's work in the country has received much recognition by the government. Hence, in 2007, the Angke River was renamed as the Tzu Chi Angke River. Volunteers say they will continue to carry this great love and spread it across Indonesia.
Domestic violence usually stems when growing up in an equally abusive home. In today's report, we meet Yang Zhengqi, who used to be an abusive husband and father. After meeting Tzu Chi, he has repented his old ways of behavior and is now striving to be a better father and husband.
Here in Taiwan, Yang Zhengqi meets each passenger of his rehab bus with a smile and says,
早，阿弥陀佛。
Driving the rehab bus is like maintaining a marriage. One has to be gentle and kind while controlling one's temper. It is a lesson that Yang has learned over the past 2 years.
The only thing I've done right in my entire life is marrying my wife. Actually, I love her very much. I've just been showing it wrong.
This is Yang now, but previously he was not so clear. His abusive behavior nearly destroyed his marriage and life. 25 years ago, a young man and an innocent girl fell in love and got married. But the union lasted only a year as Yang soon turned abusive.
I regretted getting married. As soon as we were married, his abusive ways started.
The husband's violent behavior stems from the family environment he grew up in.
My father loves to drink and gamble, and seeing that growing up, it was normal for me to adopt it.
The two still live together even after their divorce, and with the arrival of more children, Nantun seems stuck in this exhausting marriage.
He would use my children to bend my will. The second time, he took away my eldest child, and as I can't live without my children, in the end, I agreed to remarry him.
For her children's sake, Lin remarried Yang 2 times, but her husband continued to disappoint her. In the end, Lin's youngest son could not stand it anymore and took matters into his own hands. That was Yang's wake-up call.
In the past, I was ignorant. Back then, my wife had completely stopped talking to me, and my children ignored me. My kids even called on some people to kill me.
Yang tried to commit suicide through CO2 asphyxiation. After he was rescued, he spent a month at the psychiatric department in Kaohsiung Medical University. Upon his release from the hospital, he entered Tzu Chi and turned over a new leaf.
We got married in 1989, and it's been 25 years now. These past 2 years have been the happiest times. We really seem like a family now, with a proper father and husband.
When Yang's youngest son was getting married, both parents were happy yet emotional. Thinking about the turbulent times that their family has endured, Lin couldn't help but getting choked up.
I'm a victim of domestic violence, and you're exposed to it as children. However, our family has changed.
Because my father was an alcoholic, so I don't drink. But my temper isn't so great. So that's what I need to work on.
I hope we can work together to accept each other's differences and be together for all eternity.
As for Yang and Lin, they have yet to decide if they will remarry for the 4th time. Nonetheless, they have vowed to walk the Tzu Chi path together.
I'm really sad, but I'll continue to change for the better. I'm walking the Tzu Chi path now. I won't let her down.
I also made a wish that we can support each other and walk hand in hand on the Tzu Chi path.
Yang Zhengqi and Lin Chunyi's life took a detour, but returning to the starting point, they realized the key to happiness is within oneself.
In Taiwan, over the past 10 years, Tzu Chi volunteers and TIMA members have held monthly free clinic to better safeguard the health of foreign workers. Inspired by Tzu Chi's long-term dedication, a Filipino worker also joined the volunteers' ranks. Despite the recent political tension between Taiwan and the Philippines, the Filipino volunteers said that here in Taiwan, the Taiwanese and Filipinos are like one family.
Here at the Taipei main station, TIMA doctors and medical volunteers are busy at the free clinic organized for foreign laborers.
When the weather changes, I easily get headaches.
Sometimes I feel pain in my waist, and sometimes I feel like throwing up.
Here in Taiwan, the temperature often fluctuates sharply. For foreign laborers, they may easily catch a cold. As well, since it is more humid here, they are prone to allergic reactions.
As these foreign workers are often hard at work, they will often ignore minor health problems. Thanks to Tzu Chi's free clinic, however, they are finally able to get their problems seen by doctors.
We will follow up on their health conditions. We will even take them to see another doctor if necessary. Tzu Chi brothers will take them to a Tzu Chi hospital or any other of the local hospitals.
Moved by Tzu Chi's devotion, a foreign laborer has volunteered at the event for 7 consecutive years.
I'm here to extend my love to anyone because I am so blessed and lucky to have this Tzu Chi pre-medical clinic for us here. So it's hard for me to leave, but I'm so thankful also for being a part of this. So thank you so much.
As the free clinic marks its 10th anniversary, Tima doctors and volunteers celebrate by continuing in their efforts to safeguard the health of foreign workers.
In the United States, Tzu Chi volunteers organize appreciation banquets at the Texas Lindes Elementary School and 2 schools in California to extend their gratitude to teachers and volunteers from local communities. The volunteers also seize the opportunity to introduce the idea of the bamboo coin banks, showing teachers how easy it could be to do good deeds.
Here at the Noble Avenue Elementary School, every month local high school students devote their time to help impoverished students with their studies.
It's been a great experience, and all the children that I've met or worked with have been absolutely fantastic, and I'm really honored to be a part of the Tzu Chi Foundation.
The after-school tutoring program has run for 15 years. To express their thanks, Tzu Chi volunteers organize a banquet and prepare gifts for these young volunteers.
I really love this organization, the Tzu Chi organization. They're got great hearts. Everybody's friendly. They're always smiling. They really, really, really do a lot of good work. I'm learning a lot.
Over the past 5 years, the Southwestern Academy has provided classrooms for the students of Tzu Chi Academy free of charge. Tzu Chi's full attendance scholarship program also received positive feedback.
I think it's a great program. Everyone is so nice, and the kids look like they're always having fun. So I think it's a great program.
I feel that this encourages others for the good attendance and good grades. Thank you.
In Texas, Tzu Chi began a close relationship with the Landis Elementary School following a uniform distribution in 2008. This time around, the volunteers held a banquet to thank the teachers and seized the opportunity to introduce the bamboo coin banks to show that doing good deeds is not difficult at all.
We go back to Taiwan at the end of the show to help senior residents at a nursing home celebrate the upcoming Dragon Boat Festival. Sanchong Tzu Chi volunteers of New Taipei City not only prepare sing-along songs but also glutinous rice dumplings. We will leave you with these images. Thank you for watching the headlines. Goodbye.